Twin Tuition presents Clear the Air. I go by the name of Hoggy, accompanied by my wife, and this is backed by Greta's ID, which is my mom's name, and this is how this thing came to be. Story time. Do I got a story time? No, I got some chimes though. It's a little different, y'all. So story time. The reason being behind the company that backs this program that you guys are all tuned into, listening, watching and learning, listening, watching and learning. The company's called Greta's ID, y'all. And I want to give y'all a story behind the namesake. And once upon a time, not long ago. Oh, no, stop. But once upon a time, my mother, she wore many hats, and she did interior decorating. She did paintings. She created pocketbooks. She made hats. She made gloves, curtains. She also, like I said, did paintings. And she created her own business, her own little hustle before the social media had started to jump off. And she made her own business called Inspirational Designs by Greta. What she did was, my dad reluctantly in his 2001 Honda Accord would pull up on people's houses. My mom would revamp their houses. She would redecorate them with curtains, accents, bed spreads, you name it. She fucking did it. She had this one goddamn sewing machine that ran day and motherfucking night. And the name of the company was called Inspirational Designs by Greta, right? And unfortunately, fast forward to this day, she ended up passing away back in 2012. Yep. And she slowly had a decline, and just with health problems, things of that nature. She retired as an RN and also a dispatcher for the police department. Right? She cussed like a sailor. But anyway, that's besides the point. Those of y'all who got to meet her, that watch this podcast, that support this podcast, they know what I'm talking about, and they could probably vouch for it as well. But she held her own, with the company of, my father, support as well. She kind of kept him in check, shit. But to fast forward to this day, when I ended up, wanting to do something a little different, when I created this podcast, I wanted to have my mom's name continue to ring bells out here in these streets, right? But on the interwebs now. And what better, way I can do it but to call it Greta's ID, which is a play on words, because the ID stands for Inspirational Designs, and I happen to be one of them. So salute and shout out to the way we do these things over here, man. So I want to let my mom know this time of the year when she go all out. As far as Christmas, and even if she maxed out my dad's credit card and her shit to make sure her boys had some shit, she was the real motherfucking MVP and was paying for that shit for the rest of the year. So shout out to Greta's ID, shout out to Inspirational Designs by Greta, yo, and I'm one of them. So with that being said, let's go ahead and
with that being said,
yeah,
I always got to put this out there because she always tried to say I was the diva. But and I know your mom was the biggest diva we know.
Oh, yeah. My mom, my mom, she did also did music. But I ain't want to cut you off. Go ahead, what you were saying.
And, her creativity and everything, we see a lot of it through our kids. And, for instance, let's switch the camera back to you. These little drawings on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Was by our 8-year-old.
Yeah, by my 8-year-old. She, what happened was, when I was growing up, my mom, she used to instill a little shit like that in me, around Christmas time. Niggas was broke, but they didn't know they was broke because they was too young and naive to know they were broke. And what my mom would do, instead of go to Walmart, Michael's, and all other shit and buy decorations, she would buy some fucking construction paper and have us create our own decorations. Somehow, some way, I ended up brainwashing my kids to believe the same shit, and they started creating these little, arts and crafts of that nature that also kind of reminiscent of my childhood. So I'd like to shout my mom once again. My daughter's got the little candy cane and the little gift bag right here, gift box behind me. She also got a little gingerbread house she painted as well. And I try to make these things, you know, like when people come into this place here, because I'm gonna be real with y'all. I ain't no big name celebrity. I ain't got no fucking studio. I'm shooting this podcast out of my crib. Hey, it's growing pains. You can call it what you want, but I appreciate y'all who still locked in with this podcast. And people who come here, they like, yo, like your walls speak magnitudes, man. Your wall speaks volumes, because all the little art I got in here is kind of reminiscent of my kids' elementary school. And you walk up the halls, you know what I'm saying, they be able to see their work and be proud of what the fuck they created. And it's had me, you know, kind of tap back into my creativity in this world and being able to be a dreamer once again, you know what I'm saying, and dream these big dreams, but put them out in a world that they can believe and achieve anything they put their minds to. So when I see that little art, it's like, yo, this is what it's supposed to be. Now, some of my family members that come here are reluctant to be like, hey, man, you know, they got a little thing you can put all this shit in a notebook. You know what I'm saying? The notebook get shit put on top of, and you don't ever get to see it again. My kids get to see their work and reminisce on it. So shout out to, you know, me being the dad of the motherfucking year. What you got?
So speaking of that thing where you...
Peace, your man Burns. You're now locked into Twin Tuition. Clear the air.